Journey Day 4, 2nd at sea.
I feel ill today. I do not drink while at sea, but almost bent this rule to get me through. In my foul mood last night, I thought to play a jest upon Fire Whisk. I considered using my magic talents to make his food take on a nasty taste, as I thought it may take him down a peg or two since his ego was much blown up before we left port. I ran this idea past Mr. Grainstone, who has convinced me to give Fire Whisk another chance. I approached and offered my assistance in using my skill to add a zest to his cooking, but at first he refused. However, Mr. Grainstone took upon my behalf, speaking to my honor, and together we three finished and served a delicious breakfast. Fire Whisk even went so far to thank us as his two sous chefs for the morning. I tried to barter a deal with the cook for morning use of the galley, however he seemed threatened by Fire Whisk, so has declined our use. I hope this shall cool tensions among the group while we are cooped together on this brigantine.
Journey Day 5, 3rd at sea.
A rather uneventful day at sea today, so I took upon to liven things up. I have tried to reignite a competition between Fire Whisk and Mr. West in the art of the bow, however Mr. West would not partake. Fire Whisk then challenged a member of the crew, Two-Eyed Ed, and came out the winner by one final sharp shot. I also took upon myself to repair any bridges burnt with Raymond and Eleanor, and gifted them a nice bottle of wine I had been carrying. I made some small talks around the island before saying my farewells for the day. Eleanor seems slightly on edge while aship. I hope perchance that it will dampen the edges.
Journey Day 6, 4th at sea.
We came across the Whalebone Islands today, a sight I have not seen for near on 4 years. 'Twas the second journey I took with Grainstone as quartermaster, and we took a small brig near, carrying no gold nor glory but some bizarre ritual materials for the dragon army. Still, we somehow managed to settle a nice bounty for her hull. This got me to thinking on Lee, and how I had not heard from her since a while before we ran aground. Perhaps, once we get to the islands, I shall be away from her influence a while.
Journey Day 7, 5th at sea.
Today we got really into the depths of our mission with Raymond. Deciding we were far enough from land to do away with the cloak and dagger, he called a meet and we discussed our task up the isle. We are to provide some supplies to the Artificers Guild so they can revive some ancient tool to burrow a passage into a strange material they found upon the side of a hill. He also gave us detail of the settlement and the city it is based outside. The settlement seems to be made up of several groups, all running together as expedition. I hope this is true, as infighting this far out could get nasty. He also detailed the city itself, which seems to be haunted by some wraith-like creatures, which prey upon any who venture in. They managed to kill one of the creatures, but it did not leave a corpse, instead reportedly burst into strange energy. They seem to be beings of darkness with an indistinguishable shape, and I hope to not encounter one of these too closely to find out myself.
Journey Day 8, 6th at sea.
Today was filled with all sorts of odd happenings. Sailing was gentle until round 13th bell, when we seemed to pass a border of some kind. I feel a buzzing in my head, as if it were filled with gentle lightning. Speaking with some others, they also feel the same way. Not long after passing through this unseen wall, the winds began to whip wildly, and we took up all except the quartermast. This strange wind continued and began to stir spouts in the ocean, which spread and became a thick mist covering the ship and dropping visibility to near nothing. Myself, Mr. Stabbier and Mr. Asaurus were soon the only ones at deck, with the crew and Mr. West, Fire Whisk and Mr. Grainstone seeking shelter below. We quickly found no hidden creature or other ominous happening in the mist, so Mr. Grainstone came atop to join us. Suddenly we were hurled about, feeling as if we had struck rock. However, we felt that must be impossible as previously there was no land in sight. We checked below and Captain informed us we had indeed run aground, with a rock formation puncturing our hull. The four of us decided to check this out, and I lowered myself below. It seemed we had run aground onto rock, with some sparse grass patched in between. The other three from before followed me down and quickly checked over this ground, finding it rough terrain, sloping downwards. We returned to give our report and let the captain know what we discovered. Over the last hour or so, the fog has cleared and we have discovered ourselves run wrecked upon a hill, about 10 minutes walk from the beach. I am truly befuddled as to how we could have gotten up here. The general consensus seems to be perhaps the island came up below us, as some of the other ones surrounding the main have been seen to do. There seems to be a man-made structure in the distance, perhaps worth exploring if we are truly stuck here as it seems. There is much confusion tonight with our new circumstance, everyone choosing to stay aship, worried perhaps this new land will disappear beneath our very feet.